I favor the acronym shape of a speech, where you pick a word and you come up with other words that match. What I've never revealed before is I learned this from Sam. And there are two reasons to go with an acronym on a speech. One is, if you can remember the word, especially if it's a short word, you can remember your speech that way. But also, you can take almost any short word in the English language and come up with words that fit the speech, and then build a speech on that. You can just start, it's sort of like magic. You just start with a word and take the letters, and it makes a speech. This is something that I learned from Sam. So I'm going to do an acronym tonight, and my acronym is TIME. And of course, with everything in this life, there's never enough time. And when I was about 48, my mom died. And when she died, I thought, oh, I didn't have enough time with her. And so I felt that I had a void and I needed to do something. And that void was filled with Toastmasters. And the first thing that I encountered on my first Toastmaster meeting, of course, was Sam Alfano. And he's very welcoming and kind. And so the sense is that it was all about me, that I was special. And he was giving me this special thing. And what I didn't know was that everyone who came to a Toastmasters meeting got that same feeling. And the other day when at his memorial service, or his funeral mass, there were a number of people who said to me, yeah, the first time I met Sam at Power Talk or at Boy Scouts or wherever it was, it felt like Sam was giving them this one special thing, only them, because they were special. So, so Toastmasters was a place where I felt that specialness. So the T in time is for Toastmasters. Now, inspire. I-T-I, inspire. Sam was an inspiration. And we talk about arm twisting, we talk about those kinds of things, but he had a way of inspiring people, getting them excited that they actually could do something. Our friend Johnny came to Toastmasters, and she was in the fire department, and she had this goal of becoming the first woman fire marshal. And Sam said, well, if you join Toastmasters, you will become fire marshal. It's true. And Johnny was inspired. And about somewhere in that first year after she joined Toastmasters, she indeed did become the first woman fire marshal in the city of Santa Barbara. And she did some great stuff. She started doing a lot of public speaking, and she even was able to speak and give Spanish speeches through her experience with Toastmasters. So she was definitely inspired. Now, M is for motivate. Let me get back to that arm twisting thing. Because there's a lot of things in life that you really don't want to do. And one of the things I really didn't want to do was do all the work for Power Talk. And Sam would, every year or so, he'd say, well, what date do you think? And can we skip it this year? It's a lot of work, but you know, does it really do any good? And he'd say, well, how about November? What do you think about November? We could do it in November. And if he didn't motivate me immediately to get involved, he would get someone else motivated to be involved. And I'd start thinking, well, they don't do a very good job. I better get involved too. Or there would be someone that was so wonderful to work with. I said, oh, if I get involved, I'm motivated to work. I can work with this person. That's a great motivation. So he had a lot of ways over the years with Power Talk to get me motivated to help out with Power Talk. And when I started to get feedback over the years too about how effective it was, people who went to Power Talk, and then maybe 5 or 6 or 7 years later, they came to Toastmasters because of their experience at Power Talk. They couldn't do Toastmasters immediately, but they came to Toastmasters later. So I always think of Power Talk when I think of motivation and Sam. And he really knew how to get me going. Now, education, E, T-I-M-E, education. Sam was a wonderful educator. He didn't, he wasn't pontificated like, well, I like to pontificate. I like to say, this is the way you do it. You do A, B, C, D, T, I, M, E. And he was a different kind of educator. A lot of his education was simply by example. But every once in a while, he would give you one of these. And well, I remember, this is just a very simple thing, but he was awe counter. And different people do different jobs with awe counting. A lot of people are very kind with awe counting. But this particular night, he got to my name, and he said, and Grace, 17 awes. And now, some people have even more awes than 17 awes. But to me, 17 awes was like the worst thing in the world. And I said, that's it. I'm never going to awe again. It was the most wonderful education. So, now I do awe, because I'm human, but I still remember that moment where Sam just socked it right to me with my 17 awes. So we have T-I-M-E, time, but I want to get back to the T again, because T is a very important letter in this acronym. T is also transformation. There are many people in this world that were transformed by Sam. And I don't know how he managed to reach so many people. I know the organization of Toastmasters was part of it. But if you were at his memorial mass and you saw the 500 people there on the 22nd of December, they weren't just there for lunch, were they, lady?
I know.
Although the lunch was excellent. But you started to realize, oh my God, all of these people are people that Sam touched. All of these people are people that Sam transformed in some way. And all of those people were there for that very beautiful day. And when I think of Sam, I will remember time and how there's never enough. Mr. Toastmaster.